for the Self-Reliance Program for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. All images used were obtained from the Self-Reliance Program's official website. With the Self-Reliance Program, there are 5 main courses that participants can choose from. The first is Personal Finances, Starting and Growing My Own Business, Find a Better Job, Education for Better Work, Perpetual Education Fund. Now, for these 5 courses to be implemented, what is formed is a self-reliant committee. To better understand how a self-reliant committee is formed, it's important to understand that the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints has 16 million members around the world with lots of various needs. The program originally was used to help micro-lending and perpetual education funds for members in third world country, but the needs around the world are vast, so these programs are implemented what's on the stake level. A stake consists of 5 to 12 ward congregations. A congregation is a group of members that meet in a geographical area of about 300 members in a congregation. So a stake is formed. For example, I did research over the Katy, Texas stake. This is the committee that I did an assessment for, where there was 3,000 members with 9 wards. The stake's role is to train and support ward leaders and members. So to meet those needs, a stake reliance committee is formed. So the Katy Stake Self-Reliance Committee members consisted of Brenda Bingham, who's the Stake Relief Society president. She represents all the women of the Katy Stake, of that 3,000 number that we talked about. Next, I was able to interview Laura Lau, who's the Stake Self-Reliance Specialist. She really is at the forefront in getting the programs implemented, these courses. She provides training to the facilitators of the groups, advertises, and really goes into the ward congregations to help leaders understand the resources that are available and how they can be best utilized. Finally, I was able to interview Merrill Smith, who's the Stake Employment Specialist. He plays an essential role as his capacity is to help those who are unemployed in the Katy Stake and helping them find work. So the Self-Reliance Program is really essential to them. The Stake Self-Reliance Committee members are all volunteers, yet I found that they were very passionate and very excited about the program. These are the questions that I use to facilitate the interview process. I'm not going to go through each one of these. Feel free to pause due to the limitation of time and review them, but these are the questions that helped me obtain the following results. The purpose of the need assessment was first to identify needs, and here's how the Self-Reliance Committee identified needs within the Katy Stake. First, they go straight from the bottom to top. They go straight to the bottom to the members and the ward leaders and understanding what the needs are. They gather that information and communicate how their resources can best be utilized to help meet those needs. Then they formulate the groups, which they prefer sizes of 8 to 12 individuals, so it really facilitates good dialogue, but doesn't have too large or too small numbers. And then post the groups, they have additional services and support, and then they reintroduce the classes again based on the needs. So it's a constant cycle. Participants, again, there's a facilitator who is trained by the committee how to keep the flow of the meeting going, but they don't lead. It's really the participants that lead the meetings. The members of the Katy Stake can participate. They hear about the program in various ways. Really, Laura Lowe and Merrill Smith are at the forefront of going to Sunday classes, letting them know when programs are coming up, devotionals, and really the key is leadership buy-in, where the leaders in the congregations personally invite participants. That's where the greatest success is. Also, anyone in the community is more than welcome to participate in these courses. I won't go through each of these, but it helps you understand how groups are formed. They meet weekly. But the key piece is point number 5, that within these group meetings, there is accountability where there's homework assignments. So they have to return and report to each other. They hold each other accountable. This is essential. For example, the recent results in the Better Employment course, they found that 3 of the 6 participants found work while taking the course as they were applying the principles and following through with the assignments. So the general results is this is a really new program to the Katy Stake. It was introduced in 2017, but Hurricane Harvey happened. So really officially got started in 2018, where they've now gone through 3 cycles of the classes. The needs and interests have really been surprising to the committee, as they've discovered, even though Katy is considered quite a fluent area, there's some basic budgeting, financial education. So the personal finance course has been really valuable, and it continues to need to be implemented. Interest of supplementing income and starting a business. A lot of creative individuals wanting to start up a business and really have enjoyed that course. And unfortunately, employment is a big issue as well. So a new need that's been identified is the need for language. It's a very diverse community in Katy, and English is often the second language. So for these groups and identifying these needs, the essential piece has been the group camaraderie as they work together and share their experiences. The application of the principles taught has led to truly lasting change. Now, a plan of action I recommend from my findings is the participation buy-in. That it's very difficult we discovered that I was able to identify for participants 12 weeks is a big commitment. So consolidating and doing a weekend course, for example, for finding a better job. Leadership buy-in. Have the leaders come and participate in the Self-Reliance course and understand how these self-reliant courses can actually help them meet their congregation members' needs. Next, allow individuals to retake the classes. 12 weeks is a pretty quick time frame to really master the material and apply its knowledge, so let them retake it if they feel they need to, and also have a survey at the end. Finally, I would also encourage them to advertisement using more of the ward Facebooks and going to the ward councils, which are leaders in the congregation. Go to those ward council meetings and let them, again, understand how this program really can help benefit the needs of their congregation. The last thing I would really encourage is language. Link into the local community, such as the public library, and using the new language course that is coming out, given that it's a very diverse community. But the whole community of Katy could really benefit from this, where it's a 22-week course for members to learn English. And there's also more online resources that I would encourage to better advertise to members that the online resources for all these classes can be done from home, not necessarily if it's difficult to come directly into the class. I actually was able to share my findings throughout the interview as we found ourselves all brainstorming as we discovered struggles that they were having. Positive, receptive feedback from all the interviewers. They were very excited, and I would probably likely share this presentation with them. Self-reflection. Great deal of success came because the interviewers were volunteers. They were passionate. They believed in what they were doing. And I also had access to LDS tools, which allows me to find the numbers and be able to contact these interviewers very quickly. Hindrance, I wish I would have gathered more raw data, but that was something I learned and would do next better. Overall, I want to end by saying that the best thing for this program and its effectiveness is you get what you put into it.